क्वेश्चन इफ़ यू फील कंफर्टेबल कि जैसे हमारे जैसे फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स होते हैं तो दिमाग में रहता है कि पार्टनर्स के एक रफ एस्टिमेट कितने पैसे मिलते हैं, रेम्यूनरेशन कितना रहता है.
So you see, it'll be unfair to talk about other firms, but I feel general pay bracket of a firm's partner would be anywhere starting at around 80 to 90 lakhs.
Okay.
Now that division and everything will be firm wise, firm to firm, but I feel, and this is tier 1, mind you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I don't know about tier 2, tier 3. It could be very, very different. Yes. So yeah.
Okay. So hello everybody, welcome to the podcast today. Today we have Advocate Radhika Viswajit Dubey for us. Thank you so much ma'am, आपने टाइम दिया. काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग सा प्रोफाइल है मैम का. इट्स रियली नाइस टू सी. ऑफ कोर्स फॉर मी हैविंग विमेन डूइंग सो गुड, बहुत अच्छा लगता है आकर के. एंड मैम ने 2007 में लॉ कंप्लीट किया था. उसके बाद में फॉर 1.5 years मैम दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट में मैम ने क्लर्कशिप किया था. उसके बाद शी वेंट ऑन टू दुबई. मैम जब वापस आए तो मैम फॉर अ वेरी कंसिडरेबल लॉन्ग टाइम सिरिल अमरचंद में मैम पार्टनर थे. उसके मैम ने उसको छोड़ा. राइट नाउ मैम MCD में एडिशनल स्टैंडिंग काउंसिल हैं. यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया के साथ में सीनियर पैनल काउंसिल है. एंड मैम सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड हाई कोर्ट में आर्बिट्रेटर एंड मीडिएटर भी हैं एट वेरियस प्लेटफॉर्म्स. सो मैम थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन. एंड मैम सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन जो मेरे दिमाग में आया था was कि a lot of us dream to become partners at such a good firm. So what made you actually leave that comfortable space, if I can say that, and get into litigation or these things again, court वाला जो independent counsel वाला scene होता है?
So Charvi, first of all, thank you for thinking of me and reaching out to me. I'm sure I'm doing something right that you think I'm an influencer of sorts. And, I should be interviewed and you need to know my thoughts and my journey. So आपका question that I was at a comfortable position as a partner. See, when you're working with a particular place or through my journey, I realized that this can't be my end goal. And to answer your question, actually the right reason would be that I realized somewhere that जो कारण से मैंने law किया था, the reason why I did law was for something else.
Okay.
So just to take a step back, even before becoming a clerk to Justice Call at the Delhi High Court, I wanted to do my masters in human rights.
Okay.
You want to do things differently, you want to change the society, you want to change the world. That is the reason why I did or took up law in the first place.
Okay.
My father used to call me Jhola girl. वो झोला लेकर ये आंदोलन करने.
अच्छा, okay.
So I worked with Law Commission of India. I worked with NGOs, Human Rights Law Network. I worked with the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime. So I was very clear in that sense that human rights is something, the area that I want to work in, and more especially women and children.
Okay.
Issues related to women and children till date sort of drive me and sort of I feel quite affected by this area. So when I realized that this is it, and if not now, then वो हो नहीं पाएगा, because it's a vicious circle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
एक पॉइंट के बाद छोड़ना मुश्किल हो जाएगा फिर.
Exactly. And जितना आप ज़्यादा टाइम बिताना तो वो और ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट होते जाता है. And my husband was also part of the same firm. He was leading a practice.
Okay.
So there was nothing to complain as such about. The firm's been very, very supportive. So as such, people will have A, B, C, D, maybe reasons to leave the firm. But both of us had that clarity somewhere that, and we joined as lateral hires. We were not picked up from college.
Yeah, absolutely.
So right. So was my husband. So we had seen, the mainstream litigation, and वो चस्का, if one may call it,
कोर्ट वाला.
हाँ, कि रोज कोर्ट जाना है, and वो somewhere I think both of us were also missing.
Yeah.
And of course add to that, the reason which I told you, that वो instinctively you feel that ऐसे ही लाइफ कट जाएगी क्या,
मतलब समाज के लिए भी तो कुछ करना है.
Exactly. There has to be a larger purpose to life. If I have done something, then I might as well put it to better use.
Okay.
I'm not saying that being a partner I was not contributing, but I felt that in a lot of ways the things, for example, in the past 1 year as an independent counsel I have been able to do, I was not able to while being part of the firm, because the firm has its own way of functioning, right? And rightly so.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. Yeah.
So it was just best at that time for me to choose and leave things to
Yeah.
destiny. And so far so good.
नाइस नाइस. और अगर मैम किसी इफ समबडी एक्चुअली वांट्स टू बिकम अ पार्टनर, वो चाहता ही कि मेरे को तो एक अच्छी मतलब मेरे को यही जर्नी लेनी है, मेरे को एक अच्छी लॉ फर्म में वहाँ तक पहुँचना है, तो वो कैसे पहुँचे? सिंस आपने बोला कि आप लिटरली वो चोजन, सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक अ फर्म सीज टू चूज समबडी?
Sure, you see, so being part of any good law firm, and in my case, like if you're talking of a tier 1 law firm, you see, few things are a absolute necessity. Quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, you can't compromise on quality, so you have to be of some, merit, right? Add to that, I feel that that attitude of being a student for life. I feel that our profession is such that आपने जहाँ सोच लिया कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है,
मुझे पता है,
and मैं तो expert हूँ, it's the downhill from there. So then very important at any sphere, be it a firm or any place that you're working in, you need to be a team player.
Yeah.
It's very important to have people management skills. More so I feel that people who are bright, people, I don't want to use this term, but that's what's coming to my mind right now, a chip on their shoulders.
Okay.
It's difficult to survive for people. I've seen very bright kids joining the firm and really losing their confidence in the first few months.
Okay.
Because they've got that kind of importance and popularity
that
in college.
sense of entitlement that you have inside you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And suddenly you join this place and
you get a reality check.
Exactly. So it's very, very difficult. So you need to adapt, number one, and give respect.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
see, so that mutual respect, of working with your senior, with your colleagues, with your juniors, you need to have that knack. If you don't have it, you will struggle. These are the things, and I feel one should really, really focus on. And the other aspect which I feel is also this, that like Amarchand, the Delhi office by itself, at least at my time, had about 100 plus lawyers. Now if you have that kind of number, to stand out, you need to do things differently, or at least if not differently, then at least be seen. Now how do you be seen? By doing something extra. A particular profile hai, you have to tick those boxes 1 2 3 4, but that's not enough. You need to go beyond. So for that you need to find ways. You have to, I always tell whosoever I've worked with that opportunities ऐसे मिलती नहीं है. Of course मिले बहुत अच्छा है, but you have to create opportunities. You have to find opportunities. That is very important. And that's how you stand out. Yeah, these are the few things I feel.
Okay. तो मैम एक क्वेश्चन, इफ़ यू फील कंफर्टेबल, कि जैसे हमारे जैसे फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स होते हैं तो दिमाग में रहता है कि पार्टनर्स के एक रफ एस्टिमेट कितने पैसे मिलते हैं, रेम्यूनरेशन कितना रहता है?
So you see, it'll be unfair to talk about other firms, but I feel general pay bracket of a firm's partner would be anywhere starting at around 80 to 90 lakhs.
Okay.
Now that division and everything will be firm wise, firm to firm, but I feel, and this is tier 1, mind you.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know about tier 2, tier 3. It could be very, very different. Yes. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice. I think that will be a motivation for many, and I think आपसे मेरे को what I could pick up is कि it doesn't matter कौन से law school से आ रहे हो. You don't have
I
to
am
have
not a
that.
national law school product. And you see, again, I am, no offense meant, but to each his own. I think this profession has so much to offer to
Absolutely.
each one, and it's you who has to see.
That's going to be a very great message, because people पहले ही they get demotivated that पता नहीं वहाँ तक पहुँच पाएंगे कि
No,
नहीं.
I feel that's so sad, because that essentially means that you're not trusting yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not you're feeling you have that inferiority complex already.
Yeah.
Which is not done, I think.
Exactly,
Because
yeah.
life will always be throwing some or the other challenge
Absolutely,
to you. So it is you who has to keep the faith, but keep the faith में overconfidence is not what I'm talking about. So accept your strengths, understand your strengths, but at the same time it's more important to identify your weaknesses, and work on them simultaneously.
Absolutely.
So put your strengths in the front, of course, and work through it, but identifying your weaknesses and working on your weaknesses is very important. But national law school, no national law school, I'm sitting in front of you. So my husband is a national law school, I am a non national law school, but both of us have done fairly well.
Nice.
I feel so far God's been kind.
Yeah, that's really nice. मैम अब जैसे आप आर्बिट्रेशन में है राइट नाउ, हम जब लॉ स्कूल के अपने 3rd ईयर में थे, सिंस हमारा 3 years लॉ स्कूल है, तो हम वहाँ से जब थे ना तो बच्चे आपस में बात करके मैं तो आर्बिट्रेशन में जाऊँगा.
Yeah.
तो आपको लगता है कि इतना इनिशियल फेज में डज आर्बिट्रेशन मेक एनी सेंस कि अभी ही सीधा यू थिंक स्टार्ट थिंकिंग ऑफ आर्बिट्रेशन?
Absolutely. You know why? Because
Okay.
देखिए, understand this, people are frustrated with the court system.
Yeah.
I love my kala court.
Absolutely.
Mind you, मतलब I don't mean it in any
मतलब
other
वो
way.
आप वो सिस्टम
But
की बात कर रहे हैं ना?
हाँ, मैं होल सिस्टम की बात कर रही हूँ. So you see, court's way of functioning is one thing, but as a litigant, the litigant today is tired.
Yeah.
They're looking for alternate dispute resolution mechanisms, right? Now it's very easy, आपको subject पढ़ा देते हैं college में, right? But to really understand the practical nuances of how a particular field functions, like for example mediation, like for example arbitration, right? Mediation का भी एक act आया है हमारा, right?
जी.
I feel अगर you catch these people young, in the sense that you impart training at the law school level, where you have these capsule courses, where practical knowledge is imparted. Because what is happening with our generation, we have seen the Arbitration Act develop, right? हमारे टाइम पे आया था, we are the 90s kids, so हमारे टाइम पे आया था, we have seen the law developing, so we are trying to catch up, we are trying to learn through it. The generation now has that advantage in that sense to adapt to the best practices, and take the field forward like the way it should be.
Okay.
Right? Lot of people, be it arbitrators, be it counsels who want to practice as arbitrators, do not know how it is to be done.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the fact which is lacking.
Okay.
It's very important to work in the field by understanding how it really works. तो अगर आपको वो training right at the beginning मिल रहा है, or for that matter mediation also, then it's great, you'll obviously be better.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, and though this is one part of it, अगर आपको clarity है that this is what you want to do, great. But as a beginner, I always say that being a generalist is a better approach. Have your horizons as wide as possible, and never say no or shy away. जैसे बहुत सारे लोग एक particular niche practice area शुरू से ही पकड़ लेते हैं, and then they realize over time that bore हो गए, it's not my interest.
Yeah.
And then to switch is very difficult.
Yeah.
So I would say at the beginning, जितना आप अपना wide net रखो, उतना better है. Focus on learning. Never say that I know and yahi hai and this. So a lot depends on what is your driving force. अगर आपका जैसे money is the driving force, तो आप कुछ भी कर रहे हो, doesn't matter, पैसा आ रहा है ना. I mean, for a person like me, money has not been so important. It has come on its own, but my driving force has been more so being content in what I'm doing, you know, that वो मुझे जहाँ लगेगा कि stagnation आ रहा है या मज़ा नहीं आ रहा है, you know, so मुझे वो problem होनी शुरू हो जाएगी, you know, so it's very important to
मतलब static नहीं रहना था, dynamic थोड़ा सा रहना.
yeah, so you know, today my juniors also, it's difficult because I'm not just doing, you know, wakalat. I'm doing things related to wakalat also, you know, because I feel there has to be a larger purpose to your life.
Yeah.
And it's important to accept that. So find your driving force. It's very important. And find your happiness quotient, because unless you sort of know what you're good at, you will not be able to sustain the profession. It's a very, very cruel profession that way.
I'm sure. Yeah. अच्छा मैम, अगर मान लो किसी ने आपके साथ पे इंटर्नशिप अप्लाई करना है,
Right.
तो what do you look at?
So one thing that I've learnt is this, and I like to give back in whatever way possible. Internships generally requests मैं मना नहीं करती हूँ, but I look for a decent CV. Now what is that decent CV? I look at grades.
Okay.
Obviously. You know, a consistent student. So not just कि law school में क्या है. You know, I also like to see school के grades क्या है. Like a consistent, like because that consistency is very important.
Yeah.
I feel. That is there. Then I also look for someone, you know, who looks for, you know, participating in co-curricular, extracurricular, you know, because otherwise our profession is dry. And I think creative thinking comes from doing more. You know, I have been a national level, so at my time, school time, I represented Delhi State in swimming.
Okay.
So my coach always used to, you know, take us to play other games.
Okay.
And my father was very curious. He asked my coach one day, ये swimming छोड़ के आप ये क्यों करवा रहे हैं? You know, so my coach was answered it beautifully. He said, you know, it's important for them as an exercise. This is team building. So he'll, you know,
exactly, that
so there are other things that they're learning.
Yeah.
You know, so सिर्फ एक चीज आप focus करके, it's so, you know, there are other things that you also need to do because your creative bend of mind requires that. आपका तभी वो out of box thinking आएगा because your profession requires that.
ठीक है.
You know, you have to be solution oriented. Clients are coming to you for that. सिर्फ problem सुन के उनके साथ empathize करके, that's not enough. Right?
Okay. तो दैट्स रियली ग्रेट. आई मीन आपने जो चीज़ें बताई, जैसे आपने अभी भी ये आर्बिट्रेशन एंड मीडिएशन वाला बताया, मैक्सिमम केसेस में मैंने अगर किसी से भी पूछा, उन्होंने इसका फ्लिप साइड बोला है कि नहीं बोल जाना चाहिए आपको, क्योंकि जब आपको लॉ ही नहीं पता है तो तुम क्या करोगे. इनफैक्ट एंड द अदर साइड जो आपने एक बहुत ही फ्रेश पर्सपेक्टिव दिया कि दैट यू शुड गो एंड डू इट, यू विल बी बेटर देन एनीबडी एल्स बिकॉज देन यू विल नो द निटी-ग्रिटीज ऑफ इट वेरी वेल, कि शुरू से तुम्हें अगर पता चल जाए. And of course, वो जो आपने बताया कि if I can be there, it's about your approach that you have.
Yeah, like see, in my case, I didn't choose anything. I mean, clerkship also happened by chance.
Okay.
I was looking at applying for Rhodes Scholarship. Like I told you that, you know, I was wanting to do my masters.
Human rights.
So उसके लिए scholarship के purpose से, so I had planned my CV like that. You know, Law Commission of India I worked with, United Nations I worked with. So कि scholarship पे focus करना है मुझको. So, but masters never happened in my life. You know, clerkship happened how? Because again, for the scholarship, that, you know, law clerkship will look nice on the CV. Yeah. But trust me, by far it's been my best experience.
Oh, nice.
You know.
Yeah.
How did I get it? Now, creating opportunities.
Yeah.
I was working with the United Nations. I was given this, you know, task. I don't know how they trusted an intern with that task, but they did. That, you know, there was a film that we had to project, which was on illegal immigrants.
Okay.
You know, and we were to invite judges.
Acha.
From Delhi High Court, Supreme Court. So through that I got in touch with their offices.
Okay.
I got their contact details and I randomly applied.
Okay.
And I applied to, in fact, I can say it now, I applied to Justice Sikri at that time.
Okay.
I was very fond of him. I still am. I mean, you know, you're in awe of certain people. You look up to certain people.
Yeah.
You read their judgments and you feel it's amazing. It's so inspiring. I'd applied to him, he had no vacancy.
Okay.
But you see, he saw my CV, he passed it on to Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaur,
Okay.
who had a vacancy, and he called me for an interview. So it's just how things
Connected,
sort of
yeah.
happen. And
Yeah.
what did I do? I just, use that opportunity to,
Yeah.
use those contact details for applying, and it just fell in place. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
feel this is how you need to approach life.
Yeah.
Don't take it so seriously. Keep working towards it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really fun, light-hearted, बहुत अच्छा था, मतलब and pretty informative as well.
Ma'am, your overall experience about this podcast, if you can share.
The audience can't hear what Parth is saying, so I'll have to repeat it. Yeah, overall experience. आपको कैसा लग रहा है हमारा idea and everything that what we're trying
I
to
think
do?
this is not the first time that someone has approached me like this, but I feel your generation is so enterprising. You're thinking out of the box. At my time, like, I was not thinking much. Like, these things won't even occur to me. Like, till date, it sort of I'm very conservative in my approach of doing things. So it's really nice that your generation is doing these things, which is innovative. It's helping the profession in so many ways. You're utilizing this platform to help so many students, because हमारे time पे इतना competition नहीं था maybe, and it's just growing, and I feel today law is taken as the number one choice as a profession. So, and most of them I feel are first generation lawyers. They're completely sort of clueless. कि क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, so this platform of yours, if not anything else, can give them direction. It's very important to be guided.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I feel you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time once again. Thank you.
Thank you.